I'm going to tell the story of how death will become the most hated mechanic in Minecraft if the experimental changes go through unchanged. And then I'll tell you the reasons why the Librarian villager nerfs will destroy Minecraft as we know it. There's only so far that you can raise the pain of death before you begin alienating players. We have all known or been the person who died and lost everything and then rage quit Minecraft and didn't return for months, if ever. Losing your gear and items is a psychological blow that gets heavier with every new mechanic that makes it take longer to gear up. Remember, this is a game, and games are supposed to be fun. Some frustration and challenge is needed to make eventual success feel rewarding, but it needs to be balanced for the game to remain enjoyable. Swing that pendulum too far in either direction, and you have something either incredibly easy or something prohibitively difficult. Either extreme will hurt the game, thus the need for balance. Picture this. You are kitted out with full netherite, enchants, trims, the works, and then you get spleefed by an enderman. You fall to your death, and you lose everything. And you have no backups because it took so much work to make the first set, so you didn't want to bother. Now what? How do you recover? You need to get new diamond armor. Trading for armor costs diamonds, so you need to go diamond mining in iron armor before you can craft or buy new armor. Diamond mining is now slower because of deep slate, and it's even slower for you because you're back to an iron pick. With no levels, enchanting at the table is difficult. Lucky for you, the enchantment table gave you efficiency too. You feel kind of rich and not at all overpowered as you slowly mine each block one by one. You need new tools and weapons, so time to trade with villagers, unless they get nerfed as well, which very well could happen, or you simply have to mine even longer. You need to enchant everything, and like the average player, you hate transporting villagers, so you decide to set up 7 separate trading halls in each of the 7 biomes where you can get unique traits. Because you live in a normal Minecraft world, some biomes are close, and some are 3,000 blocks away. Without an elytra, you're on foot, running through the world in basic armor, enchanted with whatever the RNG the enchantment table has decided to bless you with. If you're really lucky, this only takes a ton of time. If you're unlucky, at some point during this trip you die again, and you're back to square one. Each villager has to be master level to get what you need, so at each and every village, you set up emerald trading systems so you can slowly stock up enough to buy all the books you need. This entails farming carrots, potatoes, melons, pumpkins, and sticks for hours, which means a lot of sitting around and watching the crops grow. This isn't your main base, so you don't have much else to do, so you AFK, alt-tabbing to kill the time in between harvest sessions. Hopefully you already have a lot of villagers so you can make the most of each daily trading cycle and you can sell items efficiently. If you don't, you can either build a villager breeder at each village, spending even more veggies that you'll need to farm, or you'll be stuck at each village for quite a longer time, just waiting for the sun to set. Many hours later and you have enough books. You don't have XP farms at these halls, so they're uncombined and they fill several chests. You take multiple trips just to carry them all home because of limited inventory space. Next comes the enchanting. You settle down next to an anvil in an XP farm, slow or fast, whatever you have. Now begins even more fun. Sitting, waiting for levels, and then combining books just to reach their max levels of enchantment. Now that you finally have max books, you go online and you search for a Minecraft enchantment calculator. The next few hours are spent entering in numbers, spending your levels, then earning more levels. Rinse, repeat, repeat, repeat.
So the choice isn't really doing anything other than just padding out time. It's not gameplay, it's just time consuming.
And heaven forbid you mess up and combine books in the wrong order. For a sword, if you combine those books in the wrong order even once during the process, it'll become too expensive because of the anvil limit, and you'll have a half-enchanted sword that you can never finish. Now you're finally kitted up, fully enchanted, every weapon and tool. But wait, netherite. Trims, which require yet more diamonds, which requires mining, which requires time. You're only halfway done gearing up, and you're exhausted. And the only thing that makes you feel any better is the thought of doing this entire process again every single time you start a new world or need more gear. You see my point. This story illustrates just how much work the Librarian nerfs will add to gearing up, which is a normal process that you will do many times in the course of a survival world. Working with villagers is something people do out of necessity. Working with enchantments is a chore we do to get on with playing the game. Adding tedium to a chore just makes the game miserable. It's not any more interesting, skillful, challenging, or fun because of these nerfs to librarians. It's boring, frustrating, and alienating. Some people live and breathe for the grind, and they have hours to sink into this game, so they might not see a problem. But the reality is, they're the minority. Most people have families, work, hobbies, or better things to do, and they don't need Minecraft to turn into a second job just so they can play the game with the full enchantments that it's balanced around you having. I'm not biased against grindy games. I play many of those myself. For example, I have 600 hours in Ark Survival Evolved, a game which almost entirely consists of grinding and huge time investments. In case you're not familiar with it, in that game you tame many dinosaurs, and just taming one dino takes multiple real-life hours of camping. But what works for one game doesn't necessarily work for another. In Ark, the gameplay loop revolves around fighting and knocking out dinos, then working for hours to tame them. The grind is part of the core gameplay loop. The reward comes because you endured the grind. By contrast, Minecraft is a game of creativity and self-expression. It's not supposed to be a massive time sink. Adding in enormous time blockades to the basic gameplay features like enchantments is out of place, and it's disruptive to the flow of the game. Moving in this direction is a poor choice by the developers because it threatens the essence of the game and the way the majority of players play it. When you think about game mechanics, you can't just think about the mechanic itself, you have to think about the emotions that the mechanic will incite in the player base. And this mechanic, even though it may sound cool on the surface, because it elongates the early game, requires so much more traveling, requires so much more effort just to work with villagers, which are already widely known to be the most frustrating part of all of Minecraft. Because of these things, the impact it's going to have on the player's actual experience is immense and miserable. I can see that Mojang wants to distinguish the biome types of villagers and to give each village type a different job, and to give you a reason to seek them out, because they've been really pushing this exploration angle. But really, there are better ways to do that. They could add things to the villagers that will be interesting to seek out, that would be fun to seek out, might even give you an advantage, but they shouldn't gatekeep vital things behind these different types of villagers, thus blockading those parts of the game, thus requiring people to go after these things. Make it an optional thing where people can choose to do it or choose not to do it, and they get an advantage if they do, but not too crazy, so they won't be punished too much if they decide it's not worth it. That way, the system can remain intact, people will be excited to go out and explore and find these things, but if they feel like they don't want to, they won't have to. Players are going to start avoiding single-player worlds because they are unwilling to put in this many hours of grind just to gear up before they can start playing, every time they want a fresh start. But, some of you are saying, aren't enchantments so powerful that it's only right to keep them behind more time and effort than ever before? No. Enchantments in Minecraft aren't like an RPG. There's no progressive power increase. There's no chain of bosses that you get stronger and stronger over time so you can defeat more and more. It's a sandbox game. Combat is secondary and incredibly basic. Nearly every enchantment is for quality of life purposes alone. Because of this, there's no need to lock them behind arduous challenges the way it is in an RPG. Enchantments are just a tool, a single step in the progression of the game that unlocks the rest of it, and it's one that you need to climb again and again every single time you die and lose your items. Why make that one step so incredibly painful? Why make that one step so incredibly painful?
It's crazy how Minecraft really is for everybody. That's what, whenever I try to explain Minecraft to people who don't know what it is, they ask me, well, you know, what is this game? And I tell them, I'm like, well, I don't want to sound too biased, but it's the greatest game that's ever been made. But I expand on that because I'm like, because it's for everybody. You have the adventurers, they just want to go out and explore the lands, and they want to get down to the caves, and they want to find, you know, they want to go mining. You have the painters who want to create this amazing art. You have the tech people who want to do the machines, and you have the, I'm a experienced person. I like to create experiences in the game, you know, and stuff like that. So it's like, it's the most incredible game that's ever existed. It's not, there's no mystery as to why it's been so huge for so long, and hopefully stays that way.